Feel Good Friday. What's going on, boys?
It's good, man. It's a good day.
TGIF.
And what's the different? That's a different drink.
Oh yeah, why did you get that one?
What is that all about?
This is my personal stash. This is from home.
Ignite.
He doesn't keep that in the community fridge here.
This is called pineapple jalapeno. Would you ever imagine that would make a good drink?
That doesn't even make. That doesn't
Keep
mix
that to yourself.
right.
It sounds horrible, but it's delicious. You want to sip?
No, it's fine.
I'm okay swap and spit with you.
No, I'm not.
Tyler?
I'm not okay.
Good.
You
Just the fact that jalapeno is associated with it.
That's exactly what I said. That's 100% what I said. And I said, there's no way this is
So
good.
what made you buy it if you knew that you didn't like? You
Because
don't like
everybody
jalapeno?
talks about it. I got FOMO to the worst, to the nth degree. I hate missing out. And so if everybody else is doing it,
by everybody else, you mean social media. The people he follows on social media.
if everybody else is doing it, I'm going to do it.
All my friends.
I'm a sucker. I'm influenced by the influencers.
Caffeine in there?
Yeah, there's, I don't know how much. Oh, 150 milligrams.
At least a 3-day supply of caffeine.
Yeah.
All right. Not to.
Are they paying for this spot?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
Yeah.
We haven't said what brand it is.
That's true. Well, we know that we're late on this because it's Friday after a Thursday game the week before. So everybody in the world's already given their opinion. However, Darren, I'm not sure. I don't think you've given any interviews or anything about your take on the game last Thursday. You were actually there live and in person, which is the first game you've been to in who knows how long, and actually enjoyed as a fan.
Well, I'll clarify. You go to games every year. But this was the first time you sat in the stands.
Actually sat in the stands.
What was that like?
That was different. It was fun. I really enjoyed it.
See, us peasants, we actually have fun.
No, you have not. I know you. You don't.
I sat there 100%.
College football game, yes, but at an NFL game. Think about it. I want you to think about this. Thank you.
Let me get my shot in here. I would say there's 105 things I'd rather do than sit at a live NFL game.
Like what?
In person.
On a Sunday?
I would every single time choose to watch it on
a
TV.
Sunday. Okay, so on a
every
Sunday.
single time choose to watch on TV.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in that sense because I think
not every time.
Football is so much better watching it on TV than it is live. Yeah, I agree.
See, but have you partaked in the whole tailgate, the whole festivities? Have you done?
I don't drink, so no.
Why does it have to be drinking, Ben?
Yeah,
like
why is having fun associated with drinking with you? So you're saying it's not going to be fun because I don't drink, so I'm not going to go out and be social and
Tyler,
if we didn't have a drink, if we didn't have a drink during the tailgate, that'd be a problem.
We've covered this before. I genuinely hate people. So any event as a gathering of people,
you loyal listeners, this comes at no surprise to you. Breaking
tailgating is at a gathing of people.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, where do we go? We went down these rabbit holes. Where were we?
What was your assessment of the game? First of all, how was your experience as a peasant fan?
It was a really good experience. I mean,
did anybody recognize you in Tampa?
Yeah. When we walked up, but it wasn't bad, man. It wasn't. I didn't have to go out of my way to do anything, and everybody was so nice. Like the Tampa Bay fans were really nice. They knew they were going to kick our ass, probably the reason why.
It's easy to be nice.
But we didn't have any problems at all, any hiccups. I mean, the only hiccup was, there were so many people, and it was, trying to get in and trying to get out, doing all the parking situations. So, the things I hate the most.
Question, though, was it like you're saying that you walked through and people didn't recognize you? Like people weren't like, it didn't grab attention the fact that you were wearing your own jersey and volleyball shorts.
I know, man.
So it looked like you were butt naked under your jersey.
I had a thong on, not just.
So that people didn't come up to you and be like,
"No, damn it, I knew I should have
hammock on, dude.
I knew I should have wore pants."
No, man, I'm telling you, I walked up and I was with a couple other, good friends, and it was. People walked up. There were a lot of Cowboy fans out there that talked and chit-chatted, but it wasn't like overbearing or anything, man. It was, I was asking a lot of questions and talking to people. And when we got in, we went directly down, sat down, got ready for the game, had some beverages, and I just enjoyed the time. I enjoyed, I was with a client of ours at NTT Data, and David Croxville's the CFO, and Damian Rivera within our company, man, we had a good time, great conversation, talked a lot about football, and game got started, man. And one thing I enjoyed about that game is that we finally saw some fight within the Cowboys. I mean, this is a team specifically defensively who's gotten pushed around over the last 4 or 5 years, given up when they've been down, didn't have that spark to get back in the game, didn't have a lot of leadership. There's some leadership within that defense this year.
Which was our biggest question.
Which is the biggest question coming in. Offensively, the biggest surprise for me was Dak Prescott hadn't got many reps during preseason. And he was lights out that game.
He looked every bit of a top 5.
Yeah, he did.
So on TV, he looked great. There was no question about it. He looked awesome. But seeing it and feeling it in person, I mean, was there just like an energy that he brought when he came on the field? What was that like experiencing it live?
Yeah, but we saw him walking around before the game, and this is all the Cowboys. Like, this moment wasn't too big for them. You would think, because when you go to this game, think about it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are celebrating last year's Super Bowl victory, right? Yep. So they have all this hoopla going on before the game. They had already gotten their rings, but they had the big Super Bowl trophy out there, and they, the ownership walked out and they gave a speech, and the fans are just going crazy. So you would think, like, the young Cowboys, specifically on the defense side, would be overwhelmed by the moment. They weren't overwhelmed.
Yeah,
they were on the sideline. You just saw the confidence in them. Randy Gregory is a guy that I'm sitting there watching, walk around. He's pacing up and down the side. Like, they're ready.
Yeah.
This game they're ready to play. And I was surprised by the attitude, but more importantly, just the physicality in which they played with on both sides of the ball, man, was really strong.
So I was encouraged, and like you said, although it was a loss, and I've been asked this question quite a bit since the game, is like, all right, are you happy or are you disappointed? And it's hard because, like, you never want to be happy after a loss.
Right.
Nobody in that locker room is happy. But what I'm encouraged about is this is week 1, as you mentioned. Dak didn't practice much at all in the preseason. Definitely didn't play in any games, right? So he missed all of those reps. But this is a young team. And as they go through the year, God willing, we stay healthy, this team is going to continue to grow. The camaraderie is going to get stronger. They're going to know each other and how each other play. They're just going to be more in sync. And this is playing a team that returned 22 starters.
Yeah.
All 22 starters from the Super Bowl. Now, it was week 1 for them too, but what I was surprised about, that I was honestly, is Brady traditionally doesn't come out of the gate fast like he did. Right. He looked unbelievable.
Right. Yeah,
like he looked like Aaron Rodgers did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
there were some throws he made that were just
and I haven't seen him make those. You know how Peyton, at the end of his career, he just was different, right? He wasn't the same Peyton. Right. Whereas Brady, and even a little bit last year, especially early in the season, like, he looked different. Yeah. He just, and then he pulled it all together at the end, and the throws were sharper. But he came out of the gate strong, and we battled with him, and we fought them for, like, tooth and nail to the very end. And so to me, it's encouraging because we've got this new mix match between coaching staff, between defensive players, between offensive players, getting some guys back on the offensive line. Yeah. And we were able to play the way that we did with, 1, the fight, but then 2, the execution. That's what I was really, really impressed with. Now, the game could have gone another way if we executed better in a few scenarios, made a couple catches, made some field goals. Like, one big misstep, that I'm looking at is on that 2-minute drive when Brady was going down, letting Gronk run out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
That was huge. Yeah. I mean, had we gotten him down in bounds and made a tackle,
you gotta burn those
we could have essentially made it really challenging.
Yeah. I agree.
But it was, I would say, overall, I was encouraged. Obviously disappointed a loss, but overall encouraged by the team.
What I'm encouraged to hear you say? You use the word "we" a number of times describing the Dallas Cowboys.
You got a mouse in your pocket, bro?
We are. We are all in, aren't we?
Yeah, he's back, baby.
We are in.
So your hatred for all things football has finally dissipated since you retired.
Man, I wouldn't say there was hatred. There was animosity. There was jealousy.
FU worlds.
There was that for a little bit, right? But I would say, I mean, you know this. You're in the position more than me. Finishing my career here, it was really hard to watch the Cowboys for at least 2 years after. But, man, I just want them to be successful, man. I want the best for those guys. I know how important it is to the city of Dallas, to the state of Texas. I mean, Cowboys Nation across the country. And I want to see them succeed because there's a lot of great guys in that locker room.
Yeah. The same. But here's the deal. When I looked at that game, there's two perspectives I have. I don't believe in moral victories. I just don't.
A loss is a loss.
Because a loss is a loss. That game is over with. Monday you wake up, San Diego's sitting there waiting for you, right? And they can give a damn what effort you just gave this past week. So that's over with. That's dead. I would say if this team is to get better and take that next step, they have to look at all of what really took place that game.
Yep.
Tampa Bay made a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
Turned the ball over a number of times, lost a couple balls. This game could have got out of hand as well if Tampa doesn't make those mistakes. And I think the Cowboys team needs to understand that. They need to understand that the coaches need to show them, hey, they could have ran the score up on us. Yeah. They made some mistakes that
outside
hurt them.
of one turnover, right? The DeMarcus Lawrence forced fumble. I would say the other turnovers were kind of gimmies.
Yeah, they were.
Well, for sure.
Those were gifts.
Yeah.
But they have so much more to build on now. They lose La'el Collins. They got to shuffle some things around.
Gallup's
out due to injury.
Really
so now we got to
early.
figure out like what this next week looks like. And you got to forget. That's the thing about the NFL. Whatever happened the week before, you have to forget about it, and you have to move on. I'm nervous about, like, if you're a Cowboys fan, you should be nervous about this team going to San Diego, or going to LA.
Twice.
LA. Did I say San Diego?
Yeah.
Chargers.
Said San Diego twice.
The Chargers.
just super
Los
subtly
Angeles
cutting your
Chargers.
legs as you're rolling. He's like, LA.
LA.
But okay, so and I think we should probably do an episode on this. But the short memory, it's really, really important. And there's a show out right now that's really popular, Ted Lasso, and he talks about
phenomenal show.
Talks about what's the animal that has
season 1.
But he talks about it. The short memory. What was it? Was it not a mockingbird?
Mongoose?
No. Anyways, the whole point is having memory after like 24 seconds. This animal forgets what already happened. So having a short memory moving forward, because one of his players was having the yips and all this stuff, like moving forward. And I think we need to do an episode on that just in life in general. Move forward, right? Short memory. But the maturity is how do you handle those good losses, right? And say, oh, no, dude, we played tough, and this is a defending Super Bowl champ. No. Same conversation I had with my 7-year-old son's team literally yesterday. They got a good win. I said, hey, that doesn't mean anything. Like, it's this next week. The only thing that matters is how you prepare. And if anything, the better you play, the harder it is, because now the preparation of the other side is going to be better. So how is this team going to come back? And that's going to show the maturity of, one, the leadership, whether it's Dak, whether it's DeMarcus Lawrence, whether it's, I don't even know on defense who else to call a leader. I would used to say Jalen, but I'm not going to say that now. But, how do you respond from this? And can you put together a great performance against a really, really formidable team in the Los Angeles Chargers?
You look at your negatives. You got to see your negatives for what they are, right? You got to see those negatives, and then you look at your positives as well. But it's the energy.
Yeah,
it's the energy. You lose a game like that, and there are a lot of teams that will fold. Like, you lose a game during the regular season, you're like, oh, man, it's like a death the next day. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to go get rehab. You don't want to watch more film. You're down in the dumps. Look, the part of it that you like is that they had a lot of energy in that last week's game. If they can show up the next day and have the same perspective of, I need to watch more film.
Yeah.
I need to put more time in. I need to make sure that encourage the guy next to me. I need to be coachable. Like, those are the little things that help you for the next week. And then you can build on that. But if you come in and you're sloppy and you think, man, we played good against this team, I'm just going to do what I always do. No. You got to ratchet it up to the next level to get a win for the next, or to build the confidence to go in with your approach for the next game.
That's exactly it. And that's where I think is the difference between okay teams in the NFL and really all professional sports and great teams is it's the intentionality. Yeah. You come in because it's so easy to get lured into, it's a routine, I just do it, right? I show up, okay, I get the game plan, we watch film, make notes, I'm hard on myself for about an hour, and then I move on and forget all about it, right? It's the intentionality to say, okay, hey, look, I'm going to be diligent about the mistakes that I made. I'm actually going to go correct those. Right. I'm going to actually go out, work with my position coach, and I'm going to work on getting those corrected. I'm going to be intentional about everything that I do that week, not just going through a routine, because you see that all the time. You see teams, like, whether they win or lose, it's just another short memory, move on to the next week. No, you've got to carry something from that previous week, because you have to learn and you have to apply it to that next week.
Yeah, that'll be the test. That's what makes Brady so special.
Right.
He's been doing, what's his 300th win or something that he had the other day? I mean, it's something or 300
how many
football
how many
game
games do you
like
win in
that.
37 seasons?
They literally had, it's like the Star Wars like scroll through.
Yeah.
They literally scrolled through every single record he holds or is about to hold. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
but
just
that's
naming
what
one
makes
of
him special is the
50.
fact that he continues to build upon the positives and the negatives, right? He never forgets. He just keeps on building on it, and there's no days off. It's like, okay, we won that game against the Cowboys. You better believe they came in Monday, and he probably went off on himself, his offensive line, wide receivers. Like, he's not satisfied.
Nope.
And that's the kind of thirst that you need to have for greatness. You can't be satisfied.
Do y'all see his? I'm sure you don't because you don't spend any time on Instagram. But do y'all see his? Every single week when they win, he does a little recap video. Do y'all ever see those? Mm-hmm. They're so good and so funny. Just go check. Go to his page and literally the caption is always just W. And so he like recaps the win. Hey, great win. Blah blah. Sometimes it's funny. Yeah, y'all are looking at me with deer eyes. Like
no. We'll definitely do that.
We're not like that.
We'll definitely do that someday.
You're looking at it for
I scroll through for shirtless pictures as much as I can.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure.
Any of those beach videos that he does.
Yeah. Well, this didn't mean to turn into football hour, but I guess let's just end it there. But before we do, prediction for the Sunday. What's your score prediction?
I don't like it.
Yeah, you guessed 31-10 Tampa was going to win?
Yeah.
So yeah, you have the Cowboys going to win too.
Yeah. Well, I had the Cowboys losing last week.
That's what I'm saying.
So this
You
week,
had them getting smoked last week.
I have them in a close game, but I have them in a loss this week. I think this team will go 0-2. I mean, we say all the positives and how they fought this week, but, we're going to find out. Look, I hope they win, of course, but not sure if the maturity factor is there. And they're going to run into a team that can throw the ball. Herbert is a damn good passer. They got weapons in Los Angeles with the Chargers. And the Chargers defense last week stepped up against a pretty good Washington team. Man, on the road. So I'm looking at the Chargers as a team that gets this win.
What's the score, though?
Everybody wants to score.
Everybody wants to score.
I hate doing predictions.
I know, but everybody likes
sucks,
it.
Man.
Everybody likes it. And you don't have to be right, and nobody cares.
Look, I don't know. I'm guessing 28-24.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll agree. I think it's going to be a back and forth game. What worries me is that Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to say the Washington actual name of them, and we're going to get all this hate mail because but Los Angeles last year, I mean, how many games did they lose by a score less? I mean, they're used to being in tight games. And as a rookie, Herbert played well in close games. The other thing, the matchup, what worries me is what Antonio Brown did to us this last week in the deep threat. Is that's what they've got, right? They're running a lot of go routes, a lot of posts, and can we hold up in the secondary? That scares me because we showed that we can give up big plays on defense this last week. Hopefully we can mitigate that, and we're locking that down. But I would say I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be 36-31, and I'm going to go San Diego.
I think the way they win this game.
Gosh dang it, LA.
Close enough. The way
we're such experts.
Yeah. The way the Cowboys win this game.
Imagine if we're on ESPN right now. How much?
They're not going to win this game defensively. You're right. I think the one thing they're going to have to do is they're going to outscore this Chargers team. So the offense steps up. Dak has to have a big game. CeeDee Lamb can't drop balls.
Yeah.
He's going to have a huge game. Coop's going to have a big game. They're going to have to win it on the offensive side of the ball because I think they give up points on.
And here's where the shift needs to be from this last week. Against the Chargers, they've got to run the ball. They don't have the run-stopping defense that Tampa had. So Zeke has got to step up, and this offensive line has got to step up. Having Zach back wherever he plays, whether he plays at guard or tackle, is going to help push that middle. It's just going to be interesting. And because if we're throwing the ball 50-plus times again, and Joey Bosa, off the edge against whatever tackle is there, that's scary to me. That's really, really scary. So we're going to have to, in my opinion, to slow that rush down, is we're going to have to run the ball, and then because we're successful running the ball, the play action is going to have to do well.
So running backs always have to say that. You got to run the ball.
He's not a running back.
He was a fullback.
It's not a running
back, dude.
Ben,
did you ever touch the ball?
If you ever disrespect me again like that.
That is literally the least athletic position on the field.
Wow, dog, he's taking shots fired across the bow.
Hey, you know what's funny though is I've seen fullbacks.
You know what's funny is I played in the NFL. You didn't, so
I've seen fullbacks transition really well to tight end, and they can actually do it. I haven't seen too many tight ends actually be successful.
We're divas, bro. We would prefer to be on the outside running routes, not down in the ditch.
I mean, if I got to put my hand
So
down,
we want to thank you for tuning in to the Darren Woodson Show.
I guess nobody wants to ask my opinion.
No,
I'm 1-0 on the year here. I got last week's. In fact, I was the closest prediction last week.
We didn't even know what your prediction was, Ben. Did you remember?
I don't think he sent it.
He didn't.
Because remember, he just asked us. And
He just asked us, and that was it.
Doesn't put it out
Doesn't put his out
he
there.
He posts his score after the game. After the game. Oh, yeah. Here was our predictions, by the way.
I was just 2 points off.
Ben and Darren thought they were going to get blown out. I have more faith in the Cowboys than that.
Sunday morning, I posted on our Instagram page. All right, let's hear it. Who you got tonight? Our predictions below. Darren Woodson, Tampa Bay 31, Dallas 10. Tyler Klutz, Dallas 28, Tampa Bay 13. You were way off. Ben Gibbs, Tampa Bay 24, Dallas 23. What was the final score?
That's good because that's Sunday because the game was on Thursday. So
whatever it was.
That was, yeah.
Good job. Good job. 5 days ago, it says.
Thank you for tuning in to the Darren Woodson Show.
My point is this was posted before the game.
No.
5 days ago. What was 5 days ago?
You said Sunday.
I did, but what was 5 days ago? It says it right there. So anyway, despite the massive disrespect,
it's okay.
I'm going to give my assessment here.
Okay, go ahead.
And that the Chargers beat a backup quarterback at Washington. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys this week.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the Cowboys are going to win 28-24. And I'm going to go 2-0 on the year. You two are both going to be – you're going to be 0-2, Tyler. Darren, you're going to be 1-1. That's what's going to happen. Cowboys going to win 28-24. Again, the deer-eyed look. This is really awkward when you guys just stare at me.
It's not a loss when I pick the Cowboys to win. I'm a homer, like you called me.
You are.
Literally,
When you were picking with your heart, not your head.
First comment was homer.
When you sent them the score on Thursday like I did.
Yeah. Before the game. Yeah, remember?
Yeah. That's funny how I post that.
An actual assessment before it. Yeah. Not a reaction.
You said San Diego 3 times, so.
I know. 4, actually.
Forgive me for misspeaking.
We appreciate y'all.
Someone's
Have
booty
a great
hole
weekend.
Burning right now.
Enjoy. There's some good college football this week. There's some great NFL games. Enjoy it. We appreciate you.
I'm going to sneak this in because
Here we go.
I don't want to get down a long discussion, but NFL football is better than college football.
That's a conversation we're going to have. That's a good conversation to have. It's a good topic.
Press stop, Tyler.
That's a legitimate comment.
You guys have a good week. Enjoy the game.